We started the show with Clemson burning. I mean, it's just smoldering rubble now. Everybody wants Dabo fired. My God, Austin's got to be that bad too. Chip Brown joins us from Austin, where I'm sure it's a five-alarmer right now with the way Arch has started out. What is up, Chip? How are you?
What's going on, fellas?
Not a whole lot, buddy. So you tell us what's the feel right now? I mean, I was told, I did not see this or hear this, told on social media there were actual boo birds out for part of the game. What's the feel for Texas fans right now?
Yeah, I mean, for Texas fans, it's panic over patience. For a lot of reasons, they thought that this Texas team was going to be, a rolling ball of butcher knives, and they've come out against, San Jose State and UTEP and looked like they were never practicing. So. Yeah, I say that, and the defense has been really good. The special teams are picking it up, but Arch Manning's had a really weird start to his season, to say the least. And I think it is all, in his head. I think he's, I'm sure he threw that first pass in the dirt against Ohio State and thought, uh-oh, what's going on here? And then he let it linger, and one play was affecting another. Then it seemed like he kind of got it going against San Jose State. 9 explosive pass plays, including an 83-yard touchdown pass. 3 of those were touchdowns. But then UTEP, he starts off 4 of 5 passing and then misses 10 passes in a row. And when he missed his 9th straight pass is when you heard the boo birds. But then he finishes the game 7 of 10 passing, connects with Ryan Wingo, who he's struggled to connect with, who's supposed to be wide receiver 1 for Texas this year. Instead, it's been his Arch Manning's roommate, Parker Livingston, who no one had in the bingo card as the leading receiver at this point. So it's been this weird situation, and he and Sarkisian met on Sunday in a private meeting, and it sounded like things may have, been solved as much as they can be in a meeting. So this week they get Sam Houston. If he doesn't look good against Sam Houston, their defense is in the bottom of every major, defensive category. So it's been a wild ride for 3 games, fellas.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Chip, one of the more uncomfortable things to watch as a sports fan was watching Chuck Knobloch and Rick Ankiel have the yips. And it's almost like there's a little bit of that right now with Arch. But isn't it Sark's job to be able to make him more comfortable? And I said this yesterday, there's probably 30-plus quarterbacks right now, active quarterbacks in the FBS, in Sark's system with that defense, with those resources, that skill, that could actually be elite. And it's baffling that Arch has been as bad as he has been.
Yeah, I mean, it is uncomfortable because look, Arch Manning is a good kid, but listen, I remember being 19, 20, 21 years old. If a girl looked at me the wrong way, I would have a confidence crisis. This guy's got commercials out there running. He was the Heisman favorite through no fault of his own, coming into the season, his uncles, all this stuff. And David Cutcliffe told me at SEC Media Days, no quarterback in my lifetime has ever had this much pressure, glare, scrutiny, going into his first year as a full-time starter. And we're going to see how good his blinders are, how good his tunnel vision is, because he can't turn on the television right now or turn on the radio. I'm sure there are programs he likes to watch that he now cannot watch because they're talking about his mental makeup and what's wrong with Arch Manning, and it's a lot. So yes, it is Steve Sarkisian's job to unravel this and get him comfortable and get him thinking the way that he should be thinking, because we've seen him play really well. I mean, last year, 26 of 31 against Mississippi State, 325 yards passing. 4 touchdown passes against UTSA like that, and a touchdown rushing, 67-yard touchdown run. We know he can do it. So now it's a matter of, okay, Steve Sarkisian, you're going to earn every one of those $10 million this year because this is your guy. This is what you've been waiting for. And the whole offense and the team's outcome this season is depending on it.
Game day deserves the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work. Our great friends at Coke Zero Sugar. I'll ask you, and I'm not being a smart butt here, but who's the backup quarterback? I mean, is there a chance that at some point, if he doesn't perform better, that we get QB2?
I mean, eventually, I guess, but right now it's all about fixing Arch. The backup quarterback is Matthew Caldwell, who transferred from Troy, who is a fifth-year senior who started 6 games last year at Troy. And, Sark likes him. He's poised. He's been in the fire. He did play a little bit in this, game against UTEP, or against San Jose State, sorry. So, right now it's all about fixing Arch because they know that this guy, he's making plays with his legs. He's probably making too many plays with his legs right now. And Sarkisian talked about that, when you're starting to maybe second guess your throwing ability, you tend to run more, and that can be problematic because it's taking you out of the scheme of the offense. So, Sarkisian's the quarterback guy. He played quarterback. He went through some rough times early in his BYU career. He's going to have to, coach this guy up, and we know he can do it. So it's one of those situations where the longer he doesn't do it, the more the mental block, becomes problematic. So it doesn't help that he's missing his top 2 running backs, his, the leading receiver or the leader in the receiver room, DeAndre Moore. But, Sarkisian was planning on playing a bunch of young players through these 3, San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston games leading up to the opener at Florida on October 4th. And that's what everyone's waiting for. Arch, his problems started on the road at Ohio State. How much better is he going to be in a true road game against one of the better defensive lines in the SEC? And then Oklahoma, with another team with a really solid defensive line, solid defense, is right after Florida. So, it's got to happen pretty soon.
Chip Brown is with us at Chip Brown 247 if you would like to follow him there on social media. And I want to touch on this again because Steve Sarkisian bristled at this. When he was asked if there was an injury, Sark gave a really interesting answer about bathrooms. To all your reporting, all your digging, everything you heard from what Sark said, do you believe he's 100% healthy, Arch Manning?
I do believe he's healthy.
Okay.
I mean, and I've had sources very close to Arch Manning say he's not injured. He's just working through some things. So it is odd that he makes, kind of a wincing face, but he made that face in high school at times, which led to the Steve Sarkisian comment to the reporter who asked a fair question. I don't take pictures of you going to the bathroom, so I don't know what that looks like.
It was weird.
Very viral, odd answer to the question, but
yes, I'd say.
Yeah, this is a mental situation.
Has the name Quinn Ewers come up? And tell us how this whole thing went down. And the only reason I say this is I thought Quinn was a really good college quarterback, and I know Texas fans were like, they thought he was inconsistent for whatever reason, but Quinn, looking back in retrospect, was a much better quarterback at this point than Arch is. Was he told, hey, look, you can transfer out, but you're kicking rocks, you ain't coming back here?
I mean, I think for whatever reason, Quinn Ewers knew that was kind of the plan. I think he and Sarkisian talked about it ahead of time, that he would have his 30 starts in college, which the NFL likes for a quarterback, and that he would move on. Now, he could have taken NIL money and gone somewhere else. He wanted to preserve his legacy at Texas. And so I give Quinn Ewers a lot of credit. I was always a very big, supporter of Quinn Ewers because, how frustrating that he's got all these talents and he's had to fight through injuries pretty much his whole high school and college career, and played hurt a lot. And Steve Sarkisian was indebted to him because his transfer to Texas sort of ignited all the recruiting success that Texas has had. So, it's odd predicament. I mean, you can't, this is like Greek mythology weird, to start the season. So we'll see how Steve Sarkisian and Arch Manning get this thing going. Everyone's going to look at Sam Houston and say, well, that's not a barometer. It's probably going to be October 4th in the swamp.
So, look, you break the hard news. I know you were the first to let us know that Jerry Jones had a facelift. What year was that when he got a little upset with you?
Oh, it was early 2000s, very early 2000s.
So, any truth to the rumor that Diego Pavia has a date with Tate McRae?
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Have you guys heard this?
No.
Yeah. It was just with the other side of the Theo Vaughn. He came back and he tweeted and he said he didn't tell you the other half. He gets to go out with my mom if he's able to fix me up with Tate McRae.
He did not tell us that half.
Yeah.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah, my co-host, Zay Collier, we call him TM Zay. I'm sure he'll be all over that today.
Is Diego Pavia a better quarterback right now than Arch Manning?
Yeah, right now. Yeah. I mean, look, there are times where you just want the blue collar guy. And Colt McCoy, 3-star, he was never supposed to play at Texas. The Ryan Perrilloux was the quarterback in that class. Mac Brown offered Mark Sanchez, Ryan Perrilloux, and Colt McCoy and said the first two to accept the scholarship are in. And Colt McCoy ends up with his name in the stadium. So, little 3-star, gritty, tough, smart guy. Arch just needs to get back to get his hard hat on and grab his lunch pail and get to work.
You watch more Texas than anything, obviously, with your job, but you watch all of college football. Do you feel like this, we were talking about this yesterday. I don't know. We never agreed on a number. I don't know that we stopped and counted, but I think you said you feel like 15 teams could win the national championship right now.
I don't know about 15, but 12? I mean, the most I've ever seen, maybe 12.
Yeah, do you feel the same way, Chip, from your vantage point, that it feels like nationally I can't really make anybody an outright favorite, and I just got a lot of people I feel like could win a national championship. Seems like more than normal this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, is this the year that we have a bunch of top-end 3-loss teams, or is it just going to be, Georgia, LSU, and, Penn State or Ohio State? I think it's too early to tell, but it does feel like it certainly feels like Texas has a lot of upside to get to. And look, the longer that Arch Manning struggles, the more that the confidence of the other players on offense start to get affected. So they got to get this thing fixed fast because it can be contagious. Winning is a habit, losing is a habit.
The show he mentioned is 2 to 4 Central Time. He and Zay, Lance is on there a lot. Texas Sports Unfiltered. You can find links right there on Chip's social media at ChipBrown247. Horns247.com is the Texas site he does all his work for. Chip, thank you very much for the time. It is always great talking football with you.
Hey, always enjoy it. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Take care. Chip Brown from Austin with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.